I got ready to Y'all got these?
Gentlemen, we have that roped off because of the video and the sound. Actually, no, you guys cannot sit there.
That's what that means. Did you sit anyone here? No? And y'all don't have anyone else? We're going to figure it out. It's part of the game. You go back behind that line. Hey, buddy. I'm sure there's a lot of family here that I don't know about. I work for their office and their mom and older one. Oh, Chris, is your name? How are you? Good. No, it is my last since.
out of town. Well, 3 of us went over there one day, and that was the day. But they really didn't know where to start. They kept looking at us, and I said, not me. How's that? That's right. White bread. Every second, I feel it 3 times. I'm thinking, damn, I go eat me some blueberries and I eat one at a time. If I just keep myself
Got 'em.
Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem. You may be seated. Good evening, everyone. To our honored guests, proud families, dedicated teachers, staff, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2026, welcome. Today is more than just a ceremony. It is a celebration of growth, resilience, and achievement. Each graduate here has overcome challenges, created memories, and worked hard to reach this moment. Graduation is not only about receiving a diploma, but also about recognizing how far we've come. Through friendships, lessons, failures, and perseverance, we have each grown stronger and wiser, and are now ready to take on opportunities ahead. Tonight, we thank our parents, families, teachers, and mentors who supported and believed in us every step of the way. Your guidance has helped shape who we are and who we will become. As we move forward into new chapters of life, let us remember that success is not only measured by accomplishments, but also by kindness, courage, and the impact we make on others. To the graduating class, be proud of yourselves and never stop believing in your potential. Before we continue this celebration, I would like to close my speech with a prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together on this special day. Thank you for guiding us through every challenge, every lesson, and every success that led us to this moment. We are grateful for our families, teachers, friends, and everyone who supported us along the way. Bless them for their love, patience, and encouragement that helped lead us here. As we move into the next chapter of our lives, give us wisdom to make good decisions, courage to face challenges, and strength to pursue our dreams. Help us use our talents to make a positive difference in the world, and to always walk with kindness, humility, and faith. Protect us in our journeys ahead, and remind us that with hard work, hope, and your guidance, all things are possible. In your name we pray. Amen.
Good evening. On behalf of Providence Grove High School, I am pleased to welcome you to this graduation ceremony recognizing the class of 2026. The guests of honor joining me on the platform are Mr. Shane Timmons, Assistant Principal, Miss Lindsay Hilton, Instructional Lead Teacher. From the Central Office Administrative Staff, Mr. Anthony Grosh, From the Randolph County Board of Education, Mr. Fred Burgess, Miss Shannon Whitaker. From the Randolph County Board of Commissioners, Mr. David Allen. I would also like to introduce the mascots for the class of 2026, Miss Alea Hahn, daughter of Josh and Taylor Hahn of Pleasant Garden. Master Weston Ruth, son of Isaac and Sarah Ruth of Franklinville. Finally, to parents, family members, and other guests in attendance, we appreciate you being here to celebrate the accomplishments of these graduates. Before we continue with this evening's ceremony, we would like to take a moment to remember a valued member of the class of 2026. While he cannot be here to celebrate this milestone, his memory remains an enduring part of our school family and this graduating class. Please join us in a moment of silence as we honor and remember Michael Bautista. It is now my distinct honor to introduce the highest ranking students for the class of 2026. Valedictorian, Alicia Shaw, daughter of Marvin and Deborah Shaw of Randleman. Salutatorian, Caleb Ward, son of Kenneth and Amber Ward of Franklinville.
Good evening, faculty, staff, family, friends, and again, most importantly, the class of 2026. Now, I'm Elisa Shaw, but I'm also often known as Alyssa, Alicia, or all of the names under the sun. But I have been able to spend my time at Providence Grove, and it's been amazing. When people hear the word resilience, they usually imagine something dramatic. They imagine huge moments of strength, or someone overcoming impossible odds. But after these past 4 years, I've realized resilience is usually much quieter than that. Most of the time, resilience looks ordinary. It looks like students staying awake far too late trying to finish assignments they probably should have started earlier. It looks like athletes showing up to practice exhausted after a long school day. It looks like balancing work, sports, classes, all of our responsibilities, our friendships, and expectations while somehow still trying to figure out who we are supposed to be. And even though everyone here has lived different lives, I think resilience is one thing every single person in this graduating class understands. Growing up, my family showed me what resilience looked like long before I realized what it meant. When I was younger, I watched my dad work incredibly hard to build a family and a life for our family. Things did not always come easily, and there were times where he worked multiple jobs just to provide for us. But what always stood out to me was that even after long days of work, he still showed up. He showed up to soccer games, supported my activities, and made our family feel important, no matter how busy or exhausted he was. Watching that taught me that resilience is not just about working hard for yourself. It is also about continuing to give your time, energy, and love to the people who matter most. My mom showed resilience in a quieter, but equally important way. She built our home into a place filled with support, encouragement, and stability. She was always there for our family in ways that often go unnoticed, constantly giving her time and energy to support the people around her. Some of the strongest people are not always the loudest ones, and she taught me that strength can look like patience, sacrifice, and unconditional support. I have also been lucky to grow up alongside siblings who have supported me through every stage of my life. Being able to watch them overcome challenges, build lives of their own, and continue growing as people has inspired me more than they probably will ever realize. And now, As our family continues to grow with the nieces and nephews, I am reminded that resilience does not just shape one person. It shapes generations. It creates stronger families, stronger relationships, and stronger futures. Soccer became another place where I learned resilience. For most of my life, soccer has been more than just a sport to me. It taught me how to work as a teammate, how to lead as a captain, and how to continue pushing forward even during moments of doubt. From the outside, many of us, if you are an athlete or have done other extracurriculars, we can sometimes look confident all the time, but the truth is that confidence is not always consistent. There were moments where I doubted myself, more than anyone ever could realize. Moments where pressure felt overwhelming, where mistakes stayed in my mind longer than they should, and moments where I questioned whether I was good enough. But soccer taught me that resilience is not about never struggling with doubt. It is about refusing to let that doubt define you. It taught me how to recover after failure, how to grow from criticism, and how to continue showing up, even on days where confidence felt difficult to find. Some of the most important lessons I've learned were never about winning games. They were about perseverance, leadership, discipline, and learning how to trust myself, even during difficult moments. And honestly, I think that a lesson applies far beyond athletics. These past 4 years have not been perfect for any of us. Behind the grades and the accomplishments, the social media posts, there were moments of stress and uncertainty, fear and disappointment, and especially exhaustion. There were days some of us questioned ourselves completely. There were moments where the future felt exciting, but also terrifying. Because the truth is, growing up is scary. Right now, many of us are standing between two versions of life. One is familiar. It is football games, crowded hallways, teachers reminding us about deadlines, seeing the same people every day, and knowing exactly where we belong. The other is completely unknown. It's new schools, careers, new responsibilities, expectations, and choices that suddenly feel very real. And if we're being honest, none of us have everything figured out. But maybe that's okay. Maybe resilience is not about always being confident. Maybe it is not about pretending life is easy or acting like we never struggle. Maybe resilience is simply choosing to continue forward despite the uncertainty. Because every person sitting here today has already done that. We made it through stressful exams, long nights, difficult decisions, heartbreaks, failures, pressures, and moments where we doubted ourselves more than anyone else. Yet somehow, we continued showing up. That matters. Sometimes society makes success effortless. We celebrate achievements and the awards, the rankings and the accomplishments, but we rarely talk about everything that happens behind them. We do not see the sacrifices, the setbacks, the exhaustion, or the moment people almost gave up completely. But resilience lives in those moments. It lives in never giving up, in trying again after disappointment, in learning how to grow through uncomfortable situations instead of running from them. And while today is a celebration of achievement, I think it is also a celebration of perseverance. As we leave this chapter of our lives, we are all headed in different directions. Some of us are going to college, some of us are starting careers, and some of us are still figuring things out. But no matter where life takes us, challenges will still exist. There will still be moments where we fail, moments where plans fall apart, and moments where we question whether we are capable of it. But resilience reminds us that difficult moments do not define us. They shape us. Class of 2026, we are not leaving here as people who have perfect lives or perfect plans. We are leaving as people who have learned how to keep going. And maybe that is what resilience truly is. It is not in never failing, and not in never struggling, but in continuing to rise every single time we win. Congratulations, class of 2026. We made it.
Good evening, fellow students, staff members, distinguished guests, family, and friends. My name is Caleb Ward, and it is my honor and privilege to give this year's salutatorian speech at this graduation ceremony. I am grateful to all the teachers, mentors, friends, family, and especially my parents for helping me achieve this goal. This evening, I simply want to ask and leave you with one question. What is the legacy you will leave behind? Whether winning a conference championship in football, a state championship in cheerleading, various FFA state championships, or other awards throughout our time in high school, many of us have left a lasting impact on Providence Grove High School. However, the legacy we will leave behind in the coming years of our lives will define us for decades and maybe even centuries. After our time on this earth is complete, temporary things like our name, accomplishments, wealth, social media status, and popularity will always falter in fame. When people talk about you in decades and even centuries from now, what will they say? Will they recognize you as someone who loved their community and those around them, always willing to lend a helping hand, and someone who was of high moral character? Or will they remember you as someone who became too focused on the distractions of life, whether being overly career-minded, desiring to be popular, or someone who thought of themselves more highly than they ought to? In the words of one of the greatest preachers of all time, the late great Billy Graham, who spoke and affected millions of lives throughout the mid to late 1900s, once said, "The greatest legacy one can pass on to one's children and great-grandchildren is not of money and other material things accumulated in one's life, but rather a legacy of character and faith." While being popular, wealthy, and career successful are not inherently wrong things, they often become the center of your focus, stealing your time and attention away from the things that truly matter, such as faith, family, and community. And they will quickly become idols of the very beginning. In my own life, one of my greatest role models for how to leave a legacy was my great-grandmother, Lula Mae Pigeon. She passed away at the age of 94 in 2019. However, she lived a long, happy life as a farmer, sister, mother, wife, and woman of God. Even at her old age and continuing into the present, I can look back and reflect on her wisdom and love for others, and her hard work and dedication continue to inspire me. At the age of 14 in 1939, she graduated from Alexander Wilson High School in Alamance County as valedictorian and was voted most studious. She later married her husband of over 75 years and lived in her dream home on their farmland for 73, the property I get to call home today. Her family legacy lives on with 5 children, 9 grandchildren, 16 great-grandchildren, and a great-grandchild. I will always remember entering her house and talking about the latest book she read, what was going on in the world, or her old farm and life stories. My great-grandmother, in her valedictorian speech back in 1939, said, "The opportunities of the classroom have passed, but the opportunity for making the most of what we have acquired in school is just beginning." This quote remains prevalent today, as even though this chapter of our lives is concluding, we are now granted the opportunity to make a difference and build our legacy wherever life takes us. Whether at college, in a job, building a family, or wherever your life takes you, we are each granted ways that we can leave a positive impact and build a legacy in the community around us. In my life, my great-grandmother, Lula Mae Ruth, was one of the biggest role models in my early years, and her legacy remains strong today. What is your legacy, and how will you build it starting today? To me, there are 4 key ways of building lasting legacy that will last for generations. Point number 1, find your faith and rely on God through life's trials and struggles. Graduates, as we approach this next chapter of our lives, we will be faced with many challenges, trials, hardships, and some situations that seem impossible to overcome. However, through these times, there is always one thing that will never leave you or forsake you, and that is Jesus. Proverbs 3:5-6, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight." If we surrender all to Him, acknowledging that we do not know it all, and trusting Him, He will continue to be faithful in our lives. If you do not know Him as your Savior and Provider, I pray that you will ask me, or someone who does know Him as their Savior, who loves each of you and desires to have a relationship with Him. Without faith, we are mere humans living on a temporary earth where everything is void. However, with faith in Jesus, we are living for eternity, and your community around you will see the difference this relationship with Christ makes. Point number 2, stay humble despite success. My second point on how to leave a lasting legacy is to stay humble despite success. Many of us in this ceremony will go on to do great things, and I wish that for each person in this ceremony. Success is not a bad thing. It is how you handle that success that defines who you are. Do not think of yourself more highly than you ought to. Rather, treat others with kindness, compassion, and encouragement. How you treat those at the bottom of the ladder affects your climb to the top, and that is far more important than any job or accolade. Always be grateful for those who sacrifice on your behalf, helping you become who you are today and grow into who you were created to be. Be someone of high integrity and character, leaving a lasting positive impact on those around you. If you are a leader, lead well, serving and guiding those around you to the best of your ability. Having these high-quality traits will carry you much further in life than any job or career. Point number 3. Love and build up your family and community. The third point I want to convey is to love and build up your community and family. Some of the greatest ways you can leave a legacy are by simply being a servant. Volunteer at your church, schools, or nonprofit organizations. Help those in need, lend a hand to those who are struggling, and most importantly, love your family. Family is the backbone of your life, whether you realize it or not. These are the people who, at your best or your worst, will be there for you and show you love. Show the same love back to them, and build your family going into the future. Raise your kids with the same legacy we're talking about tonight, and going back to the previously mentioned Billy Graham quote. The greatest legacy one can pass on to one's children and great-grandchildren is not of money or material things collected in this life, but rather a legacy of character and faith. The most important thing you can do is instill high character into those who come after us and raise children to have the same foundational principles which we strive to have. My final point on leaving a legacy is to never stop seeking wisdom and knowledge and always continue to grow. Real leaders are always reading and soaking up knowledge on how to become better or how to handle the situations that they face. Do not just listen to those around you, whether on TikTok or your peers, but truly seek to gain knowledge on your own. Read and listen to those with more experience. Never let yourself be the smartest person in the room. Doing this will lead to continual growth and improvement of yourself. Overall, the things of this world are temporary and meaningless, but your legacy and character are what will be enshrined in the community around you. Strive to show others love and humility, treating them even better than you would want to be treated. Always seek to learn more, but never let yourself be the smartest person in the room, otherwise you will not continue to grow. Additionally, and most importantly, put Jesus at the center of your life. Through him, all things are possible, and he is the creator and giver of all things in your life. Therefore, you should worship him and put him at the center. Following these 4 principles will make you a better person and leader and leave a legacy far beyond your life. To close this speech, I want to read an adaptation from my great-grandmother's valedictorian speech from 87 years ago. Now, dear classmates, let us pledge to give our best to life and our support to Providence Grove High School. Let us also remember that our education should fit us not only for success, but should make us better citizens as well. Let us treasure the memory of these happy years and be true to the teachings that they have given us, with ever a warm spot in our hearts for the members of this beloved class of 2026. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Jackson Hall, and I'm the 2026 senior class president. First off, I want to thank King James for just being the GOAT and honestly such an inspiration. 4 years ago, we walked into PG thinking high school was going to be like the movies. Instead, we got 3 principals, 36 head coaches, 2 band directors, and enough change to make us all question why. Sophomore year, Mr. Hamilton took over, and then halfway through senior year, Mr. Miller stepped into the role. Honestly, our class got so used to leadership changes that every time someone new walked in the door, we just assumed they were in charge. And 36 head coaches in 4 years is insane. Every season started with the same speech, we're changing the culture, but after a while, our culture became adapting to change. No matter who was leading or what got thrown at us, our class figured out how to adjust and still thrive anyway. Despite all this chaos, this class achieved great things in PG. This year alone, we won 5 conference championships. Maybe confusion was part of the strategy the whole time. And then there were the Spirit Weeks. Those were some of the best weeks of the year. It was cool seeing everybody actually go all out with the themes and costumes, seeing the whole school involved. And of course there was prom. We spent hours getting ready just to stand outside for pictures while our parents yelled 1 or at least 40 times before we could all finally leave. And we cannot forget about the snow this year. A whole foot of snow in North Carolina. School got canceled for 2 weeks straight, and suddenly everybody became a weather expert overnight. The funniest part was the random school days that would get canceled and when everybody woke up, looked outside, and there was no snow anymore. This year also had us all casually wearing swim goggles in public because of senior assassin. Nothing humbles a person faster than walking into a gas station looking like you're about to do so. We had people checking behind bushes before walking to their cars and treating a Walmart run like a military operation. We also survived capping ceremony practice, which mostly consisted of the stalker yelling at us because apparently sitting down and standing up is the hardest thing in the world. But one of the moments I'll remember most was senior sunrise. Everybody sitting together, eating breakfast, watching the sun come up, taking pictures, and realizing this thing we complained about for 4 years is actually ending. That's what made this class special. No matter how much changed around us, we kept adapting, competing, and succeeding. But as great as high school has been, I think the biggest thing is making sure we don't keep here. High school gave us memories and friendships we'll never forget, but this is just the beginning. Years from now, people probably won't remember our grades or who won senior assassin, but if you were wondering, Elaine, Ruby, and I did. But they'll remember who we became through all of this. And honestly, if our class can survive 3 principals, 36 head coaches, a foot of North Carolina snow, months of living in fear with swim goggles on, and capping ceremony practice with stalker, we can probably survive whatever comes back next. And this swan, I can't believe they gave me a microphone either. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Hello everyone, my name is Carson Jones. I'm a senior class vice president, and today I have the honor of presenting the 2026 faculty. Since coming to Providence Grove, we get brought a sense of passion and community unity, making each individual feel like they're part of something greater than themselves. With 17 years in education, this man has impacted countless students, both inside and outside the classroom. Throughout his career, he has served as a former head football coach, swimming coach, and basketball coach, teaching students to value discipline, teamwork, and perseverance. He earned his history degree from Catawba College and later received his master's degree in administration from Western Carolina. Beyond all of the accolades and titles, he is most importantly a husband to Ashley and a father to Georgia and Richard. Please join me in welcoming the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Shane Timmons.
Two tough guys to follow right there. Good evening, graduates, families, teachers, and friends. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Shane Timmons. For most of you sitting in the chairs in front of me, I'm usually just called Coach, and at this point, I've most likely taught athletically advised Coach Lee. Given intense fellowship for some infraction of the rules due to a totally normal lapse of judgment, or at least hollered like a crazy person to get to class on time. So settle in, relax, make mental notes, Walker. Sit back, and get one more attendance call. Tonight is a celebration of endings and beginnings. Stand on the edge of what comes next, carrying memories, lessons, friendships, failures, victories, and dreams that shape who we are. And as we prepare to leave this chapter behind, I'd like to share 2 powerful messages. The Adventurous Wisdom of All the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss, which I still, yes, big Coach Timmons reads to his 9-year-old and barely makes it through without crying. And the encouragement found in the Bible, specifically Philippians 4:4-8, which have been my anchor. These have provided me foundation to my core values. Many of you know my daughter Ophelia. She has an ongoing battle with brain cancer and the effects of the treatment. These ideas that I have time to share tonight are like the raft in the most vicious storm of my family's journey. In all the places you'll go, we hear these famous words. Reins in your head and feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. Sounds exciting, and it is. It can also feel overwhelming and scary. Graduation is not just about possibility, it's also about uncertainty. Some of us think we know exactly where we're going to go. Others are figuring it out. Some are excited, some are terrified. Most of us are probably a little bit of both. Spoiler alert, Parents, everybody here, that doesn't go away, does it? Dr. Seuss reminds us that life will include mountaintops and waiting places, successes and setbacks. There'll be moments when we feel unstoppable, moments when we feel stuck in the slump. The truth is, none of us can predict every twist on the road ahead. That's why Philippians matters so much. Philippians 4:4-8 says, "Rejoice in the Lord always." I say it again, rejoice. It tells you twice, you better do it. Don't be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. The peace of God will guard your hearts and minds. Beyond understanding. In a world that constantly tells us to worry about the future, compare ourselves to other people, measure our worth by our achievement, this passage offers something different. It's a peace beyond understanding. Not because life's easy, because it's hard. Not because we'll never fail, because we will. But because we do not walk through life alone. As graduates, you're stepping into a world full of noise. It's everywhere. You'll be told to chase status, success, approval. But what Philippians challenges us to focus on, our minds on, is whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, and what is admirable. That kind of mindset changes you. I promise many of you in my time here I'd always tell you the truth. I know it's true because my family charged into a storm and continue to fight presently for the other side. If we can do it, you can do it. You should strive to do these things. You choose kindness when bitterness would be easier. You choose integrity when shortcuts are tempting. You choose thankfulness instead of fear. You choose hope when the future is darkest. And maybe that's the connection between the two messages. All the places you go tells us the story ahead is wide open. Philippians reminds us how to travel. To go boldly, but also go faithfully. Dream big, stay grounded. Work hard, but don't let anxiety control your life. Celebrate success. Remember your character matters more than your resume. There'll be days when you feel lost. Days when plans fall apart, days when you question yourself. On those days, remember this. Getting lost doesn't mean your story's over. Sometimes the detours are the most meaningful parts of your journey. There'll be incredible days. Incredible. Days you never imagined. Days like when you realize how far you've come and how much you've grown. Days like today, when I get to share my testimony of my life community I love so big it hurts. So graduates, as I leave you here tonight, go places that challenge you, go places that inspire you, go to the places where you can serve and make a difference. Wherever you go, carry peace with you, carry gratitude with you, carry courage with you. You only need it for a second. Because you truly do have brains in your head and feet in your shoes. More importantly, you have hearts capable of compassion, resilience, and a purpose. Class of 2026, rejoice always. Think about what's good. Trust God with what you can't control. My favorite quote in the whole book. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kids, you move mountains. I love you. Congratulations from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
It is now time for the presentation of diplomas. Absolutely. In keeping with the dignity of the occasion, the audience is asked to remain quiet until all diplomas have been presented and the program is complete. Parents and family members are invited to stand and be recognized as their senior's name is called.
Tyler William Brown. Bailey Marie Kane.
Liliana Castillo Yanez. Ruby Lee Paul. Cheyenne Louise Collins. Ruth Reese Ann Davis. Charles Collins Law. Jacob Landon Lyncham. Carson William Jones. Callie May Lambert. Jackson Eugene Lawler. Riley Ann McGuffin. Walker White Menton. Ella Ray Money. Elisa Renee Shaw. Andrew Ryan Thomas. Grant Thomas Underwood. Nia Simone Valco. Caleb Nathaniel Ward. Laura Elizabeth Glasman. Davin Keith Allred. Elaine Ashley Anderson. Kylie May Arnold. Alyssa Renee Atkinson. Casey Amelia and Hernandez. Robert Marshall Bounds. Natalie Cole Barber. Oscar Asiel Bautista Soceda. Tristan Eric Bean. Angelina Nicole Berhall. Halen Marie Berry. Jacob Grant Bowman. Betty Cassis Baringas Castro. Tamia Nicole Bunch. Levi Mitchell Burns. Mishak Amir Butler. Tristan Sean Carroll. Adarian Joseph Bertrand. Adrina Rain Casada. Ethan Wayne Crisco. Malik
Nasir Clark. Robert Hill Hicks Clark. William O'Neill Coble. Olivia Grace Coleman. Malachi Lowe's McKinley Combo. Bailey Marie Cox. Madeline Page Craven. William Ryland Nash. Marie Guadalupe de Paz Carashura. Caitlin Olivia Decker. Kanan Cross Deese. Leland Dale Demand. Jeremiah Todd Dudley. Casey Leanne Faust. Aiden Jacob Fulbright. Colin Daniel Gallo. Bobby Jacob Gibson. Diego Raul Gomez. Braden Lane Gooch. William Reese Henderson. Ruth Hernandez Santiago. Callie Marie Hodges. Trinity Nicole Holt. Gregory Dwight. Michael Wyatt Hudson. Anthony Michael Johnson. Zane Langley Johnson. Camden Todd Jones. Jimmy Davis Kendrick. Alexander James King. Trevor Tommy Kirkman. Aiden Seth Coombs. Connor Michael Kreider Lanzowski. Joanna Yasmin Lamasina. Keiston Matthew Lawrence. Olivia Cheyenne Lawson. Tucker Vance Dale Layton. Abigail Hope Lewis. Joshua Stephen Lewis. Madden Aaron Little. Aiden Wade Logan. Tyler Vance Mayhaw. Robert Douglas McCormick III. Keegan Chance Manuel. Melina Angel Maravilla. Ethan Skylar Martin. Gabriel Ethan Holt McCoy. Ethan Delano Meadows. Bishop Wayne Moore. Trey Andrew Musgrave. Emma Jean Nichols. Joseph Landon Nichols. Claire Gabriela Norris. Sarah Elaine Norton. Megan Paige Oakley. John Micah Oates. Hunter Clyde Orr. Kayla Ortiz Morales. Natalie Elizabeth Pacheco. Kelsey Skylar Eden. Samuel Benjamin Peters. Dylan Lee Pierce. Brittany Pineda Andrade. Gavin Hunter Powers. Vicky Ann Pugh. Esteban Rhea Fuente. Luz Areli Reyes Lopez. Branson Davis Rickard. Samuel Blake Robbins. Janelle Sanchez Cervantes. Alexis Marie Sawyer. Elizabeth Ann Shue. Kelton Thorne Choctaw. Janie Lynn Sorrell. Savannah Paige Stapleton. Holden Foster Swift. Allie Ann Taylor. Matthew Christopher Thompson. Chloe Grace Toombs. Trevor Hayes Toombs. Autumn Marie Valancourt. Emma Reese Hayashi Vaughn. Valeria Vega Mendez. Marina Asiana Wallace. Katarina Marie Weaver. Raylan Amber Elizabeth Welburn. Lila Louise White. Aiden Elijah Williamson. Haley Elizabeth Williamson. Anna Marie Wilson. Emma Grace Wilson. Lindsay May Winters. Jessica May York.
All right, soon to be graduates. First of all, give a round of applause to your parents and those that are here supporting you. To our parents, they will be yours in about 2 minutes. Tag, you're it. All right, graduates, please stand. Class of 2026, though, one last time, together, as seniors, be as loud as you can. I think you know what's coming up. Every day is... By By the authority vested in me in the state of North Carolina and the Randolph County Board of Education, I pronounce you graduates of Providence Grove High School, class of 2026. Turn your tassels. Congratulations and best wishes.